The New York Knicks are going to the second round of the 2026 NBA playoffs, and they'll face either the Boston Celtics or the Philadelphia 76ers. They went down 2-1 after Game 3, but then they won 3 games in a row, the last one even with a big margin, and they advanced to the next round. As always, before starting with the analysis, I'll briefly remind you that in the description you can find some useful links such as my Patreon page, my Instagram page, my exclusive course and more, so check it out if you want to. But now let's get back to the video. In this analysis, I've decided to focus a lot on the single players because individuals, in my opinion, are what made the biggest difference throughout the series. So let's start from the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have left the quality of their games with CJ McCollum. He played the first 3 games surprisingly well. He took the leader role both on and off the court, and he showed why he was the most experienced player in the Atlanta Hawks roster. He scored 26, 32, and 33 in his first 3 games of the series, where the Atlanta Hawks were up 2-1. But then, as soon as his percentages and his offensive production, went down, the Hawks went down with him. Jalen Johnson had a decent series statistic-wise. He scored almost 20 points per game. He grabbed 7.7 rebounds and made 5.2 assists on average. But his impact on the court was not the same as in the regular season. But he's 24, obviously, so he's still young. And this was his first real playoff experience as a leader. So there's no need to worry. But at the same time, I think that he has to step up his game in the future if he wants to be really impactful for a team that want to go on a deep playoff run. Another player who underperformed was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, the 2026 NBA Most Improved Player of the Year. He showed some very interesting things on both ends of the floor during the regular season, and everybody, me included, expected him to keep this performance level at the same level as the regular season, but in this series, the percentages for him went down as they did with the CJ McCollum. He shot 38% in the series, and that's probably another reason why Atlanta couldn't pull the upset to the Knicks. But then there are the Knicks players, and I want to start with Jalen Brunson. Everybody know how good he is, despite the struggles in crunch time in recent games. But the aspect that I really want to stress is how his team performs better when he doesn't have the ball in his hands much. I mean, it's pretty intuitive. When somebody dribbles the ball a lot, his teammates go out of rhythm, the offense becomes stagnant, and it becomes predictable. So the results aren't usually that great. And so it happened for the Knicks. They played way better when their superstar trusted his teammates, and they played much better when the focal point of the offense was Karl Anthony Towns. The former Timberwolves center was not only an efficient player, but he also found success in being a passer at the top of the key in some parts of the game. He also recorded a triple-double. And in these situations, in general, the whole New York Knicks offense seemed more organized, more unpredictable, and overall more effective. In fact, the offensive rating when Cap was on the court was 124.5, which is the best among the players that played 20 or more minutes per game. And lastly, 2 players that performed in opposite ways. The first one is OG Anunoby. He confirmed his key role on both ends of the floor for his team, and I personally think that he is one of the most underrated players in the league. While on the other hand, Michael Bridges couldn't find his spot in this Knicks offense, and he seemed a completely different player from his Brooklyn Nets days, but also from his Phoenix Suns days. Overall, a lot of the Knicks' ambitions will depend on which version of this New York Knicks we will see in the playoffs. If we will see the Knicks that has played the first 3 games of this series. I don't think that they will go on a deep run, and they will probably also struggle in the next round, whether they will face the Boston Celtics or the Philadelphia 76ers. But if we would see the version of the Knicks that has played the last 3 games against the Hawks, they might even win the Eastern Conference, and they might play the finals knowing that they have a chance to realistically win championship, while the Atlanta Hawks can certainly build on this playoff experience and build with the roster that they had. Zachary Researcher unfortunately didn't see very ready to play at a high level, but they still can build on Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, and some other Jonathan Kuminga, and some other young important pieces that they have on their roster. And that was all for today. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe to it, or you can interact with this video with a like, with a comment, high points, or whatever you want. You can also check the description for extra basketball content. And with that said, see you in the next video.